Well, we've got a familiar face with us today, but there's a new title. She's an author now. Ty Batemon is joining us because she wrote a book, I Can, I Will. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Holly. It is so surreal being back here. And on the other side of things,
I get to interview you now. Yeah, different. But also, I assume being an author is different. I mean, sure, you wrote news stories and things, but what's it been like to kind of switch it over and write a book?
It's something that I always wanted to do. It started back in the 5th grade. I thought that that was going to be the profession that I wanted to do. Obviously had a change of heart in high school, went to college for something completely different, but obviously the passion was still there, right? So broadcast journalism became a thing and life just still happened. I was reminded by an old classmate of what I wrote in their yearbook that actually said I'm going to be a famous writer one day, and then I signed my name to it. So it just reminded me of what I really truly had a heart for, which was writing a story. And at that point I said, let's get going, start getting to writing your children's books over again, and it just went from there.
All right, so where'd you get the inspiration for this one? I Can, I Will.
Yeah, so this story is inspired by a family member. I had a young cousin who was diagnosed with cancer back in 2017. He has since been cancer-free, but I was able to see him in the hospital during that time period. And at 2 years old with brain cancer as a diagnosis, it was really hard to see, but he was so strong, and I just couldn't believe the resilience, which inspired the story. So that's where you'll see Super Duper Christian in this story. He is a young superhero who has so much strength, but at some point this dark creature comes along and challenges that strength, and he has to inspire and encourage himself to get back and going again.
You're a mom now, so is it important to have children's books like this to be able to read to her?
It's important to see yourself. You know, I actually started this book before she was even born, and so at that point I thought that it was important to have more stories of Black and brown children, that we can see ourselves in those stories. And of course, just literacy is very important in our community as well. And so now that I'm able to share this story with her directly and say, hey, your mom's an author, it's just a beautiful connection, and just I just hope that it inspires her as well.
Right, yeah, I'm sure it will. All right, so people are going to want to buy this book, and you're going to be back in town, so tell us about this.
Yes, so I will be back in town at the Lima Public Library on May 11th from 10:30 to noon. I am excited to be there and still being a part of this community. I thank everyone for always keeping me in mind, and I will be there signing books, and I will have a card reader for people, so you can definitely bring your card and get those books directly, but of course you can also get it online ahead of time, and I'll be there to sign it.
All right, yeah, so where can you get the book then if you can't make it to the library?
So Lachey Presents, and I'll make sure to have that website for you ready to go, and connected to this story. I'm sure will be online, so people can go directly to that link and get it delivered to home.
All right, very good. Are you proud of this one? What's the next one? You got the juices flowing already?
I have so many. So yes, it's just a matter of connecting with my publisher or other publishers and making sure that I get another story out there and sharing it. So I can't wait to share those stories with everyone.
So I Can, I Will just be the first one for Ty. We're going to have more coming up. So thanks for joining us today. Good to see you. All right, don't go away. First Edition continues in a moment.